Elise, welcome to the Group X podcast, mate. It's good to see you.
Yay, thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Now, I'm going to kick it right off with what I've been doing lately. One word that describes you.
Oh, geez, I was not prepared.
I love putting people on the spot with that question, to be honest.
Oh, Tony, you got to give me a heads up. I don't know. I'm going to go with athletic. Let's go with that.
Yep. Cool. Righto.
Yep.
Now, the second question I've got for you straight up is, who was the last person you texted and what was the text message?
Oh, I feel like it was another instructor seeing if I could cover a class.
Excellent.
How fitting.
I like that. That is perfect for a Group X podcast because, hey, yeah, most instructors would have their phone with them, and if you're not finding a cover, you're covering for someone. So, yep. Well done. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's do this then right from the word go. How did you get into the fitness industry? Tell us how Elise got into fitness.
How did I get into fitness? I played a lot of sport when I was younger, but specifically into like group fitness. I think a friend of mine, she used to go and do all the group fitness Les Mills classes, and she dragged me along to it one day. And I always used to sort of be that kind of person. I'd be like, oh, I'll never pay for a gym membership. I'll go for a run along the beach, or like I'll go and do my exercise outside. But when she dragged me along, I went to a body attack class, and it was changed my outlook on gyms, and I loved it.
Brilliant. How old were you when this happened?
Maybe 20. Like I played sport all through primary school, high school, like into my early adulthood. So I was, lots of team sports and athletics and stuff. But, it wasn't until I was like in my 20s that I got into like the fitness or gym industry, I guess.
Yeah, yep. And where is this? Was this in Queensland where you are now, or is this somewhere else?
In Mackay, so North Queensland. That's where I'm originally from. So, yeah.
Yep. Can you explain Mackay to those listeners that might not know where Mackay is or much about Mackay? Can you give us a bit of a rundown on Mackay?
It's just a small country town. It's like North Queensland, so super hot, really humid. Beautiful place. We were very much outdoorsy, like boating, camping, and like go fishing all the time with my dad. He's got a boat. So always whenever I go back home to visit, we're always lucky enough to go out in the boat and go out to the islands and do lots of fishing and swimming. And famous for sugarcane in Mackay.
Okay. So a coastal town, but still a whole lot of farming going on around the area as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many gyms would have been in Mackay when you were growing up?
3 maybe. All that I knew of.
Oh, wow.
Not many at all. And still there now, I don't think there's too many.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So you said Body Attack was your first program. What other program, or Body Attack was the first program you participated in. What programs are you trained in, and how did you then get into wanting to be an instructor?
I think it was another instructor, because I would go often to classes. Another instructor had asked me if I was an instructor or would I consider being an instructor. I think it was just that conversation where I sort of was like, oh, maybe I could do this. But I was very shy in school. So I guess I'd never sort of thought about that, getting up on stage to in front of other people. But it wasn't until this instructor said something to me, and then I thought, oh, maybe I could give it a go, because I loved Body Attack. So that was my first, when I did decide, yes, maybe I could do this, trained in Body Attack first, and then, I have quite a few other programs under my belt. I did Pump and Core and Grit and Balance. Is that it? Step? Yeah, just a few.
Just a few, yeah.
Yeah.
So out of all of them, have you got a favourite program out of all of them, or do they all tick different boxes for you in different ways?
Yeah, I guess, they all do tick different boxes in different ways. But yes, Body Attack will always be my favourite. I'm actually very much missing it at the moment. I've got a hamstring injury at the moment, and I'm not allowed to jump.
Oh, no.
So I haven't taught Attack for, quite a while, and it's killing me a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that from, having a wife that was so heavily involved with it as well. Whenever Rach went down with something, it was, you can see and feel the anguish when an attacker doesn't get to attack and do their thing. So, man, I feel for you and completely understand that. What's new in fitness? The Australian fitness industry news and commercial gym equipment suppliers website designed to provide fitness industry professionals with knowledge and information to make better informed business decisions. So, which was your first program that you trained in?
Body Attack, yeah. I trained in that 2014, I think.
Okay. Who was your trainer for that one?
Claire Hallis.
Okay, cool.
So
was that in Mackay, or did you have to go to Brisbane?
No, I flew to Brizzy. I did a lot of my trainings in Brisbane, and I also travelled to like Sydney and stuff to complete the AIMS when the AIMS were back then. So I travelled a lot. I was lucky I had friends living in Brisbane, so I had some accommodation to stay in.
Always helps. Always helps.
Yeah, but there was a couple, I think I did grit and maybe body pump. The trainers came to Mackay and I was able to do the training in Mackay, but the rest of the programs I sort of flew to go and do the qualifications.
Yep. So talk us through your first training module being Body Attack. How was that experience for you? What were you expecting walking in, and was it what you're expecting?
Can I remember? I can remember. It was awesome. I don't know, because everyone there, like, obviously loved Body Attack. So we were all just like, big Body Attack fans. And it was just really like welcoming, and the way Claire ran the training and everything. Luke Etzler was actually there too. He was like training to become a trainer at the time in Body Attack.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't know, it was really supportive, really welcoming, and like everyone was like super crazy energy. So I had a blast.
And did you, back then, was it pass? What do they have? Pass and then pass the shadow or fail? Is that what it was back then, or was it just pass and no, you haven't passed?
Yeah, I think, I can't even remember actually. I don't know. I think it might have been, like pass or fail maybe. And luckily I passed.
And obviously you passed, otherwise, yeah. Because if it was something else, you would have known what it was.
Yeah, I would have known.
I love it. So Claire was your training module for that, for Body Attack.
Mm-hmm.
What can you? I know you said you can't quite remember it, but is there anything that you can? One thing that you can probably pass on to any instructor that's looking to do training from your experience with your module training that you can remember and go, hey, yeah, do this, or this is the thing that I found the most interesting?
I loved the fitness challenge. I think that's what they call it, or the Body Attack challenge, or that was really a really cool part of it, because I guess it was sort of to let us know, if someone was brand new to Body Attack, this is how they would be feeling for their first time, because we were sort of like pushed to our limits and feeling very fatigued. Yeah. So it just sort of gave us an insight of how somebody like brand new to a Body Attack class may feel. But I think just the way the trainings are run, it's just really supportive, and you meet people, and you create, I don't know, friends for life across that weekend. So I think that was my takeaway from it. Like, I keep in contact with a few of the instructors that were on that training weekend, and it was a really good weekend. I would recommend anyone that wants to do their training, I think they should.
Even more so when you are from a regional town, I think you build bonds with people on the training course more so than if you're in a major city, as an example. And I say that only from my own experience. Doing all my training in Sydney, even though, yes, there were a whole lot of people that I did my training with, I didn't build any amazing bonds with those people because, well, I knew that they were around and, you knew of them and that kind of stuff. I think it's the people that travel distances to come to training module. As you said, if you didn't have accommodation with friends, you would have had that cost as well as your flights, as everything else. It can cost anywhere up to $3,500, as an example, to get to module training. And when you're there, you want to make sure that you're getting the absolute most out of everything you do. And I think that regional people that come together from, you were from Mackay, there could have been someone from Tamworth, as an example, or wherever it may be, different people coming in together. Those people seem to create a special bond because they get it. They understand each other coming from a regional town that isn't a central CBD type area. With that, on training, once you've done your training and you've gone back to Mackay, how easy was it to get a class?
Well, there's not many instructors, so it was sort of easy. Like the club that I was working for, we just we might have only had, I don't know, 10 instructors, and they might all just teach sort of 1 or 2 programs each, and then we would cycle through all of us to teach the classes through the weeks, I guess. So it was all sort of like working as a team. Like we'd have to help cover classes here and there and whatever, and there weren't too many of us.
So are you still based in Mackay now, or where are you now?
No, I'm in Brisbane now. So I moved to Brisbane in 2018. And it's funny when you said like you make bonds with people throughout the trainings. I did one of my trainings for CX Works, which is what it used to be called, and Kaz Russell was my trainer at the time. And then because I'd met her and, then later when I decided to move to Brisbane, I actually reached out to her to see if they were looking for group fitness instructors to work out of like the gyms that she might have been working at or GFMing at. So, meeting people through the trainings then helped me to get a job in Brisbane, and then, it sort of went from there. And then I, kept in contact with the people that I was on the trainings with, other instructors that live in Brisbane. So,
This is the Group X podcast.
So how did the opportunity come up then for you to be part of the trainer-presenter team?
They ran the boot camps back in 2018. So, well, initially I was living in Mackay and I thought, I'm going to chase my dream of becoming a trainer presenter. So I knew that you had to sort of live in a like metropolitan area, or they wouldn't like have heard of me if I was in a regional area, I guess. So I sort of thought I'm going to have to try and get myself in front of LMAP and move to Brizzy and so then I was living in Brisbane, and it just so happened that they were running the boot camps or the trials. They sent out like a audition thing, and so I auditioned for it. Must have been in 2018. I think it must have been the same year that I moved to Brisbane.
What made you want to be a trainer and presenter? What was it?
I don't know. I just thought I had something to bring to the team. I thought I was really passionate, and like I loved the programs I was teaching, and I just sort of wanted to share that to instructors. And like I feel like when I teach, I have not a relaxed vibe, but I connect with people, and I just wanted to sort of show instructors or be a role model for like being able to connect with people on stage, that it doesn't have to be all serious and all the time.
Yep.
I don't know if that makes
sense.
You can
be you can be real.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
So talk us through the experience of boot camp then. How did that all go down? How was that experience for you, and what happened?
It was, oh man, I must have the worst memory. I'm like trying to jot my memory for all this stuff. Yeah, it was great. Again, because we came together with really passionate instructors that loved their programs and group fitness. Just the whole boot camp vibe was awesome. We got feedback from Jacko and Amanda. We had to present tracks. And everyone's just so supportive. I think that's the thing with group fitness. Everyone's just sort of there for each other, and you get that when you do your initial module trainings, and then through this boot camp process, everyone just wanted everyone to succeed and do their best when they were presenting their tracks.
Yep.
So yeah, it was just a really good. I think it was a 2-day. It was over a weekend, and again, made bonds with people, and so I've stayed in contact with those people from, this was 5 years ago. So yeah.
And what programs are you on the team for, so I can understand that before I ask you a few pinpoint questions if I can?
I currently, what am I doing? I'm doing body attack and grit, and it's called Les Mills Core now. So the CX Works is now Core.
Okay. And presenter and trainer in those programs?
Just presenter for the programs.
Just presenter. Okay. Yeah. Are you looking to go down the trainer path if that opportunity presents itself?
I was doing some day 3s of the trainings for Core, but with my business, with my fiance, I was getting quite busy, and then because the trainings were on the weekends, I sort of couldn't commit anymore. But I loved doing the day 3s. It's so rewarding seeing new trainees, new instructors coming through.
Yep. Brilliant. Now, I do want to ask you about that, the business with you and your husband shortly. I've noticed you got your shirt on there as well, the super powered shirt. So it's a trigger for me to go down that. No, we'll ask you a little bit about that coming up. What I want to ask you about, when you get the opportunity to present and you're actually up on stage, what goes through your mind?
It's usually for me about creating fun and connections with everybody that is there and that has decided that they want to turn up and do the workshop. So it's very much about the instructors that are in front of me, and then I want to make sure that, what I'm trying to deliver comes across to them, and that I'm connecting with as many people as I can.
I think that the one thing that I want to, I suppose, get across to instructors that are out there, and there's a lot of instructors that have been reaching out recently asking questions about, can you ask some questions about this to the trainers, or can you change what the conversation is a little bit. So with the I suppose some of the questions that have come through have been in relation to when you're up on stage and you're at a quarterly workshop and you're up there 4 times a year, how different is that to how you're teaching your normal classes through the week? Do you teach differently? Do you teach the same? Is there more importance thrown on one than the other?
I try, for me, I would say I try not to really change too much how I would teach to my regular members versus at workshops. Yep. A lot more preparation does go into workshops though, because it's a new release and want to make sure that everything is spot on. I guess when I teach my club classes, it's a little bit more relaxed. But I don't know, workshops can be quite nerve-wracking for me, but it always comes back to I think about the instructors and how I can make the experience best for them. So it sort of takes it away from me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And I think correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, that the nerves you have around teaching quarterlies compared to your everyday class is because you love what you do, you have passion for what you do, and you want to make sure you're nailing it. As you just said, you want to make sure that you're delivering everything you possibly can for the instructors to make sure that the instructors then get back to club and are delivering the best experience they can for the members, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
So yes. The nerves is more the end, not so much nerves of oh, holy shit, I can't screw this up, but more so the excitement, the butterflies that run through you to go, you know what, yeah, this is fun. This is what it's about. This is me getting up on stage and being in front of my peers, but also teaching them something that they can then pass on to their participants and be amazing at as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it's good nerves. Like you use them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like hearing that. Hey, if there's any bit of advice you could pass on to an instructor, what would it be?
To just have fun. Don't take it too seriously. Like it's definitely, you've got to know your choreography and you've got to be teaching everything safely, but it doesn't have to be serious. Like it's just, it's got to be fun because, I just remember my mum, she used to, I would practice my body attack on her in the backyard and I'd always have to try and be like, come on, Mum, just make it fun for her because, some people, they don't want to exercise, but if you can make it fun for them, they won't feel like they're exercising. They're just having fun and moving.
I love the fact that you've done a body attack in your backyard with your mum.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely fantastic.
Poor Mum on the grass.
One, it shows dedication. One, it shows dedication for you, but also you've got dedication. Mum, come on, we're going to do so. Was this during the crazy period of our lives that we don't like talking about when everyone had to stay inside, or was this just as you were learning?
This was me practicing to after my initial module for body attack, I'd get in the backyard and I'd have my Yui boom playing and I gave myself shin splints from the get-go because I was doing too much. But Mum,
dedication there, folks. Dedication.
I was dragging her along, and she was my little guinea pig, so I'd practice on her. So thanks, Mum.
Brilliant. Respect, Mum. Thanks, Mum. Yeah, totally. What's new in fitness? The Australian fitness industry news and commercial gym equipment suppliers website designed to provide fitness industry professionals with knowledge and information to make better informed business decisions. Hey, a couple more questions on group exercise before we go into your business as well, okay? Yeah. What do you love about group exercise?
I think it's just, you're moving to music and sometimes, if you're having a good time and having fun, people don't realise that they're actually exercising. It's just movement and you can make it fun. I think that's it for me. Fun.
No, brilliant. Yeah. What is it that you don't love about group exercise? What is it? If you could change something in our industry, what would it be?
Oh, put me on the spot again.
It's my job.
Yeah. I don't know, that there's not more of us doing it, or there's not more instructors out there that can help deliver the classes because they are so beneficial.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of at the moment.
I like that response because it allows, especially right now, right this very day, this age right here, it is even more so harder for clubs to find instructors and keep instructors. Yeah, the reset that we had in 2019 or 2020 when all of that nastiness went down changed our industry, changed group exercise forever. Yeah, we've got to deliver it differently. We're expecting different people, or people coming to our classes expecting a different experience to what they were getting before, when they were sitting at home for God knows how long people were at home for during that period. But they got to experience online training in so many different ways. And for some of the online stuff is probably the best they've ever seen, the stuff that we were learning from, the Les Mills stuff, the Les Mills on-demand stuff. They're getting the cream of the crop instructors out there, and they can do it in the comfort of their own home. Mm-hmm. So when they've come back into the gym because they want to be back into that space, they're expecting a certain level from an instructor. And if that instructor's not delivering that certain level, then the member goes somewhere else to find it. So I think during that time when instructors, some of us lost jobs and some of us were like, wow, crap, I don't have an income. I've got to go and find a real job. Yeah. They've got to go and find another source of income to come through. They left. And I think it left the industry with a lot less instructors.
Yes.
Yeah. I think on that, as you sort of alluded to or mentioned there, that we, as an industry, we need to help find more instructors. Because if we don't, the industry's not going to be around in 4 or 5 years' time. Let's be realistic. Yeah. Or it'll be around, but a lot smaller than what it is. There'll be less programs because we won't have instructors trained up to teach all those programs. It would be a lot less than what we have. How do you think, and I know I'm throwing you on the spot again here as well, how do you think we can, as an industry, get more instructors into teaching, into group exercise, into teaching classes? Where do you think we can find them?
Yeah, I don't know. That's, I don't know. I actually don't know.
No, look, I think, and it's I've thrown you under the bus. I've thrown you completely on the you weren't prepared for it. I didn't. I should let people know that when I do these interviews with people, I never send a list. I never send a list of questions to anybody. I like this to be organic and just see where it goes. Yeah, it's all good. I believe that the way that we need to find instructors these days is how you were found and how I was found. The teacher or the instructor in the class knows that, you know what, I've seen you, you're awesome, I think you've got something here. I don't think we're seeing enough of that anymore. I think as instructors, a lot of instructors have gone through that, well, hang on, no, because I need my job. So if there's another instructor comes along that's better than me, then no, I'm not going to do that. I think we need to get over that fear and we need to get past it and realize that, you know what, guys, if you as an instructor goes down, case in point, you've got your hamstring injury industry. Mm-hmm. Where'd that come from? Hamstring injury. You need to make sure that there's someone to be able to cover your class that is as good, if not better than you, so that they can take care of it. So when you come back, numbers are still high and you don't have to start from scratch to build those numbers up again. Yeah. So my way of looking at it is I think every single instructor needs to spend at least one class a week, every week, and find someone in that class so they can turn around to and go, hey, you ever thought about becoming an instructor?
Yes.
Not only that, I think we need to make a movement that there is a group exercise day that we celebrate. Yeah. We celebrate a day for this, a day for that, a day for whatever it may be. Why can't we have a national day that is a group exercise day?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I completely agree with you on reaching out to people that you see and that you know have the potential, because, that's exactly what happened to me. And if the instructor didn't say something to me, I may not have, or it may have taken me like a couple more years or something for the seed to plant in my head. So
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's got to start from us as instructors to get out there and find the next range of instructors coming through, the next level of instructors, the next age group of instructors, whatever it may be. Yeah. I don't think there's an age barrier or an age group that doesn't want to teach. And I think that there are instructors out there. I mean, you have a look who's in your classes these days. It's not just 30 years, it's 30 of age and plus. You're still getting some 18-year-olds in there. You're still getting some 20-year-olds in there. Mm-hmm. There's a very big range, And I'd say the majority of participants, the age group bracket is probably that 35 plus that has been doing it for a while and is confident in still doing it. There's probably less of the younger ones coming through, but there are still young ones coming through. And I think they're the ones that we need to tap into to see whether they're interested, to see if they want to do it as a second job, to see if they want to get a job at a gym where they don't have to pay a gym membership.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which is, as you were saying from the beginning, that was one of your things of, I don't really want to pay a gym membership. Hey, you know what? If you start teaching at a gym, guess what, guys? You get a free gym membership. This is fantastic. You can go to the gym whenever you want as well. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's
so. No, look, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I know I put you on the spot with that question. And it's not something that I suppose a lot of people have really spoken about or are really thinking about. It's one thing that I think I'm more aware of because of the conversations that I'm having with people, and I want to try and get that message out there to people to say, hey, guys, start looking now. Look for the next person. Look for tomorrow's instructor today so that we can actually get them on board and trained up and go through it all. So one last question I want to ask you in relation to Group X is, what does the future hold for you in the group exercise space?
I don't know. I am branching out a little bit. I actually recently did my mat work Pilates course. So I feel like I just like to, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I've got different programs. Like I like to learn more and more. So still teaching my like Les Mills programs, but then also sort of branching out a little bit into like the Pilates space and I don't know. Just I won't stop.
I appreciate that, and I think it's down the path which I was trying to guide you with that question as well. Is that, to me, before I started doing this podcast, there was only 16 programs that I knew of. Yeah, that's all. That's all the industry is. There's a freestyle cycle there. There's RPM there. There's all the Les Mills stuff here. There might be a Pilates or a yoga over there. And that's about it. It wasn't until I started doing this that I realized how many different group exercise programs there are in our industry, and trying to shed the light on them. And it's okay to break up with a program. Yeah, it's okay that I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this to listeners, that it's okay if you've been teaching a certain program for 10, 15 years. It's okay to fall out of love with that program.
Yeah.
Because there's so many others that you can go and teach. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to teach the one thing forever and go, well, that's it. I've pigeonholed myself and I can only be a body pump instructor. Yeah. No, you can actually go and do something else. I'm giving you permission to go and do something else. You're allowed. There's so many things out there. Last count, there was 147 different programs that I saw that are available in our industry for instructors to teach. Mm-hmm. But we focus on probably about 20% of them, but there are so many others. So guys, if you who are listening, if you are falling out of love with your program, it's okay. Find something else. Find something else that you become passionate about. And I'm not saying that's what's happened with the mat reform or the Pilates that you're doing, but it's okay to spread your wings and have a finger in every pie, because as we get more and more into this industry and as we start understanding what we're after as individuals, our needs and wants change.
Yeah, definitely.
Attack is not something you're going to be able to do in your 60s.
No.
Well, it might be able to, but I think it's probably going to be a bit harder.
But yeah, you sort of you take, you learn different skills in each of the things that you train in. And I'm a personal trainer as well, so I do, freestyle and Sean and I run boot camps, and so there's all, different. But I have sort of broken up with programs. I no longer teach body step and I don't teach pump anymore. So, but I have learnt skills from doing those that I can then carry on, and they carry over to other things that I do.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the Group X podcast.
So talk to us about Superpowered. Tell me about how it all came about, what it is, and give us a rundown on what it is so we can share that with people as well.
Thank you. We're Sean and I, we're a personal training and boot camp business. We run our personal training out of Good Life Jindalee, which is in Brizzy, but then we also run boot camp on Saturday morning, and we sort of just developed the business when we moved to Brisbane. So we needed a business name, and we've built a community within the Jindalee area in Brisbane, and the boot camps on Saturdays, I guess, have helped shape and create our community. I started running the boot camps through COVID when the gyms closed down and I couldn't teach classes anymore. So I just thought I'm going to run boot camps, get people together. It was when we could meet up 10 people outside, in a park. Yep. So I ran 3 back-to-backs because I had 10 people, and then the next lot come in at 7 for 10 people, and then 8 o'clock another 10 people. But then when the gym started opening, we just continue to run them because people enjoy the fresh air. And that's another form of like group exercise, people training together out of the fresh air. And we just continued on with that. So I think creating that sort of community through COVID was really important. But yeah, we do personal training and we love boot camp. So we're just smashing it at the moment.
Brilliant. No, look, I like hearing it because it's, as you said, the skills that you've got from all of the Les Mills stuff that you've learned and all of the group exercise stuff transfers over to, well, hang on a second, it is still group exercise. Yeah. I think when I first started this, and I'll relate it back to why I call it group exercise and not group fitness. Yep. Group exercise is really what it should be called and what it was called way back. Yeah. There's been a linguistic change, I'll use that word, over time when all of a sudden we started referring to it as group fitness because it was working on other things, your mental health, your well-being and all that kind of stuff. And that's sort of what the holistic word of fitness means. To me, though, when I look at the word group and I look at the word fitness, you can't have a group of fitness. Yep. You can have a group of people can't really – fitness is an action. Fitness isn't an action. Fitness is a result. Yep. Exercise is the action to get you the result. So to me, it's group exercise and you end up improving your fitness. Yep. Mm-hmm. But group exercise isn't just what we know as Les Mills or freestyle in the studios in the gym. It can be anything. Yeah. It's a group of people exercising. So it's a group of people doing boot camp. It's a group of people doing CrossFit. It's a group of people doing yoga, Pilates, whatever it may be. Group of people out for a cycle, group of people out for a run. Yeah, it's a group of people exercising. So I appreciate when you said that, you know, the skills that you have are transferable because 100% they are. What you've learned to do with a group of people doesn't necessarily just mean to be in that room with a headset on, dancing around to music. Yeah, we can do whatever it is in the way of exercising and people improving their fitness wherever it is outdoors. So hats off to you for doing something during COVID and engaging people as you've done as well, and also making a business. And when one of those people that went, too hard, throw my hands in the air, no, I can't do this anymore. That's it, I'm done. Yeah. You know, well done for actually getting something going. You guys do PT as well in the area from the gym that you're at?
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got a lot of
one-on-one. Do you do group sessions as well?
Yeah, small group training and like even just, you know, two people training together. I guess that's a group. Yep. So and a lot of the our clients that train one-on-one with us, they'll also come to the boot camps to do the group exercise. So they're doing their one-on-one sessions, but then they come for that group feel because it is a different feeling than training on their own with the trainer. You get that group like community fun. So yeah, I think group exercise is really important and definitely beneficial for people. Yeah.
No, well, brilliant. How can people find out that are in your local area? How can they find out more about Superpowered? Do you have a website set up?
Yeah, we're Superpowered Fitness, and then we are on Instagram. It's @_superpowered_. That's us. So yeah,
brilliant. I'll keep that in the show notes as well. So if there's
thanks, Tony.
And so if there's anyone in your local area that is interested to find out, or anyone that may not know that you're doing that, guys, please jump on the show notes and find out and suss it out, because I'm sure you guys would love to actually help anybody out with their fitness as well.
Yes, love to. Thank you.
Elise, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing you. Yeah, I know that and I've put you on the spot so many times tonight, but I appreciate the fact of you just being you, 100% unique, and being honest with the questions that I've asked you. So, mate, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.